Hey guys, are you an incoming college freshman? Well, I'm an incoming college sophomore. So here are some things that I learned over my first year that probably would have helped me if I'd known last year. Yeah. Well, first off, I just want to get this right out of the gate. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but I never got around to it. But now I figure I'm going back to school in 2 days for my sophomore year. And so I figure now is probably the best time to make it. So, let me start this off by saying book list. Hopefully, for those incoming college freshmen, you didn't already buy your books, because pretty important stuff here. First off, never, ever, ever go to the college bookstore to buy books. They are ridiculously overpriced. They'll sell it at retail. It's just not a fun place to go. Then they'll sell used books, and they'll be like, trust me, and they'll pull scams like, if you get a used book, then you're gonna get it. You're never gonna find it cheaper than this. Never. It's a lie. You can always find it cheaper online. Another scam college bookstores like pulling is they'll say something like, oh, if you buy it now, we guarantee you'll get X amount back. Well, I guarantee you by buying online, you will pay incredibly less than that you would get back from that. Also, another scam college bookstores like playing on people is, rent this book, save tons of cash. Even then, it's a scam. Because a lot of the times, if you buy a book online and sell it back online, you'll end up paying less money than the rental's worth. And let's say you accidentally fail the class. Oops, didn't expect that. No one expects to fail a class. But if you accidentally do, then you have to return the book, retake the class, then rebuy the book next semester. So, never go to the college bookstore unless it's an absolute dire emergency. I was in one of these dire emergencies last semester. During my summer semester, I took at my community college, and the book ended up costing me $250 new because they didn't have any used copies, and it was a custom edition that apparently you can't get anywhere else. So it was $250. I don't want anyone else to have to go through that. So, this is what you do. Go to the site. I'm not being paid by this site or anything. This is just the best site to use. It's called bigwords.com. Now, and then look up your book list, put the ISBN number into bigwords.com, and it's basically a search engine, what they call the Uber Marketplace, which I find funny. So you go there, you put in the ISBN number, and it's basically a giant web search, and it'll search all the major textbook sites and find you the cheapest price. For example, a few moments ago, I found a teacher sent me an email saying, hey, you need to have section 1.1 read by the first day of class. So I was like, crap, I don't have my book yet, because of a rule that I will get to in a second. So what I did after that is, I looked at the college bookstore. The college bookstore wanted to charge me $132, but if I got it used, I could get it for $100. No thank you. So I went to bigwords.com, put in the ISBN number, found the book for $42. That's a lot better than $132. That's $90 less. But then on top of that, I went to retailmenot.com, put in the website I went into, found a coupon code, and got another $5 off. I ended up paying like $38 for a book that the school wanted to charge me $132 for. So trust me. Internet is your friend here. Also, be sure to use it in conjunction with Amazon.com. Be sure to check Amazon as well, because Amazon also has a good deal occasionally. Usually, Big Words is a lot better, but check Amazon also. Amazon's also a great place to sell your books back and get immediate money for. And that's usually what I do. I just go in and I just sell all my stuff to Amazon, and then, because they pay for shipping both ways when you sell your books back to them. So it's a win-win, really. Now, the rule I was telling you guys about earlier is this. Don't buy your books until after the first day of class. Now, the reason I say this is, last semester, I went to a class and I just bought all my books. I mean, I'm a freshman, and what do I know? And then I go into the class, and the professor comes and is like, oh, by the way, you don't need your books. So you can, like, sell them back if you can. The book was $100 at lowest value, and I couldn't find anyone to buy it back. So I had to settle for getting $40 back on Amazon. So I paid $60 for a book I never even opened. So trust me, wait until after the first day of class. If you were in the situation like I did, where you got an email saying, hey, you need section 1.1 read by X amount of time, Well, there's usually, a lot of the times, textbook sites will offer preview pages, and you can just look up what you need to see. Or you can get expedited shipping. In my case, I ordered expediting shipping, and it was $5, which has ended up weighing what the coupon code was worth, so it was like getting free shipping. So ultimately, that is what I would recommend doing. Do not buy books until after the first day of class. And if all else fails, you can just beg the excuse, it's in the mail. You can use the it's in the mail excuse. Trust me, they're not going to pound on your face. They really don't care like high school teachers do. So, that's basically all you need to know about buying books. Never go to the bookstore. Use bigwords.com and Amazon to sell back. Never get rentals. But one more thing about buying books. Ebooks. Yes, they are dramatically cheaper. They're easy to torrent. Don't do it. And it's all around. It sounds like a great idea. It's like $20 for a book. That's great. Alright, first off, let's say you're using this as your ebook reader. Are you really going to squint at this in the middle of class like, pinch, pinch, pinch? I've tried it. It's not fun. Also, unless you are ridiculous, I mean, it's a preference thing also. I mean, personally, I like to, flip through a book's pages really quick. Let's say you get to class and your teacher's like, turn to page 523, and you're on an iPad or something, and you're like, oh my god, these pages don't flip fast enough. It's a hassle. And a lot of times you're, writing notes in your book, because it's not like high school. You own these books. You can do whatever you want. You can scribble, you can do whatever. So, but it's a personal preference. If you like doing ebooks, get an ebook, because it's dramatically cheaper, if you really love your Kindle or whatever that much. If not, I'd highly recommend just getting a used copy. Another huge concern that most incoming college freshmen have is people. They're like, oh, I don't know anyone, all my friends are back at home, will my roommate like me, oh my god. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Your incoming freshman week is possibly the easiest time to make friends you will ever have in your entire life, to the point where I wish I could have redone it. I mean, remember high school, that very first week, everyone's like, oh, I want them to think I'm cool, so I'm not going to say anything. It's the complete opposite of that, to an unfathomable degree. I mean, for my school, at least, in the summer, some kid made a group called Incoming Rowan Freshman Class of 2014, woo! And that was the name of the group. And then everyone's just, friending each other because it's what they were doing, they're all excited. And then, on the first week, I was just walking around campus, and then some girl sees me, he's like, oh, I remember you from Facebook! So, yeah, people are incredibly open to making friends their first week. I mean, to the point where you can just walk up to someone, it's like, hey, what's up? You don't know anyone? I don't know anyone. Let's be best friends! It's really retardedly easy to make friends your first week. So I would highly recommend taking advantage of it. Also, a lot of people are concerned they're going to have a shitty roommate. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Your very first week, the second you meet your roommate, you guys are going to try to find something that relates to you guys in common. You're going to instantly be like, oh my god, this person, they're awesome. They're the best friends ever. We're going to be best friends. Trust me, you're going to, if you don't know your roommate, you're probably going to instantly fall in love with your new roommate, just because of the fact that they're a new person and auto friends. I don't know. It's over time that you might gradually grow to hate them. Personally, I like my roommate, but whatever. Or at least, yeah. So, trust me, as far as people and roommates go, you should be better off. And even if you do end up with a roommate who does weird things, well, there's always room swapping option, which most schools let you do within the first 2 weeks of getting there. And then and if that doesn't work out, there's always, you just stick it out for a semester, and whatever. I mean, even if you don't like your roommate, I know a few kids who don't like their roommate, and it was just like, oh, there's a guy there thing. It's just like, oh, hey, do your own thing in your room, whatevs. So roommates really aren't that big of a deal. I mean, just make other friends and go to their rooms, just chill with them. I mean, the roommate thing isn't as big of a deal as people make it out to be. It's just that you're living with them. Yeah. So yeah, moving on past that point, a lot of high schoolers get the impression of college that Animal House gave them. So they're like, oh my god, we are gonna get so fucked up. Right? Yeah, few things about that. Most parties happen Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's when the days are. Now, I'm going to give you guys some quick advice on that. Now, I'm not telling you how to live your lives, but going out on a Thursday night when you have an 8 a.m. Friday class is probably a bad idea. I mean, I've seen kids do it. I've seen kids pull it off. Shit. I'm not going to say anything I did, but sometimes, like, it depends on the class. It depends on you. If you know yourself personally, if you have an early Friday morning class, it's probably a bad idea. That's why when you're scheduling yourself, I usually try to make it a priority to not get Friday classes. And if I do, make them like noonish classes. Noon usually is a good time to work things out. Another thing about parties, like, personally, I wouldn't spend more than $5 on a party, personally. I don't know about you, but I would never, ever, ever spend more than $5 on a party, because there's a lot of the times parties will have, like, themes or something, and it's like, oh, dress up as a gangsta theme, or come with Western theme, or Halloween costume themes, and a lot of the time, if you don't come to theme, they'll charge you $10 to get in instead of $5, which I think is ridiculous. But it happens. So, personally, never pay more than $5 for a party. Because then there's another thing that goes on, which I don't advocate, called party hopping. In which case, some people will go to one party, and then they'll be like, man, this party sucks. I'm gonna find a better one. Then they go to the better party, and they're like, man, this party's cool, but I think I can find an even better party. And then they find... Personally, I think that's a bad idea. Because if you think about it, $5 for a cup for all you can drink, that's a good safe zone. If you didn't live out one night, that's one night you missed. And, like, running the risk of running around campus drunkenly looking for a new party, holding a freaking cup, a red Solo cup, red Dixie cup, while cops are swarming around, that's probably not the best idea. And yet people still do it. Personally, I would recommend just find one place and stick to it. Now, as far as finding out what places are good places, don't go to a place that's overly crowded, first off, because then you're going to end up waiting 20 minutes to get to the keg, and then you won't even stay topped off unless you pregame like hell, which is... And even that in concepts is like, iffy with me. So stick to one spot, and don't pay more than $5, and just, yeah, I don't want to really delve too far into that, because I feel like I'm being too much of a life coach at that point if I did. Anyways, so, moving on past that point, laundry. Learn to do your own laundry. I knew a guy. He didn't learn how to do his own laundry, and then all of a sudden, all of his shirts were too small, and then they were all pink. So now instead of having his nice fitting white shirt, he has these tiny little pink shirts. Now he's the guy with the pink shirt that doesn't fit, and nobody wants to be called that guy. So learn how to do your laundry, and last but not least, I don't want to tell you guys too much what to do, but these are just some quick tips I like giving out people. Use the library. I mean, when I was last year, I was always like, I have a dorm room. I don't want to go all the way to the library just to study, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and I mean, admit it. Sometimes your dorm, your suite, your apartment, whatever you're in, it can be distracting with a bunch of other guys or girls just going around having fun doing whatever they do. But don't have the mentality I did last semester where I was like, alright, I'll just wait for it all to settle down, and then I'll do my work. Because then what ends up happening is your roommate goes to sleep, and you're still up doing your shit, and then you're keeping them up because they're doing their shit, and they're trying to sleep, and then you just hate each other. So don't do that. Use the library. It's your friend, and most campuses have libraries that are open relatively late for that reason. My campus, their library is open till midnight every day, and around finals, they're open till like 3 a.m. So a library is a very good place to go because it's quiet. You can go there, bring your laptop, there's outlets everywhere, bring earbuds, listen to music, do whatever you do. But library is probably the best possible option if you need a place to study in a jam. And that's basically all the tips I have for you guys. If you guys are upperclassmen yourselves, or have any tips for us, comment below, or better yet, post a video sponsor below with your own suggestions and whatnot. In the future, I plan on making a video for the guide for high school seniors when picking a school, so yeah, look forward to that as well. Because if you're a senior and you watch this and you're like, okay, now I know what there is to know about college, well, yeah. Now you'll know what there is to know about picking a good school, because there's a lot of things I didn't know when I was picking a school that I wish I knew, and now I know, and I will tell you later. Subscribe if you want, if you like it. Whatever. Bye!